number. You'll get on the streets. Yeah.
So
Then accept it. Video time.
Gateway drug, and then they get you like, try the free one. You ready for heroin?
Yeah, that's also my experience with marijuana. As soon as I got high, I said, "Let's go straight to heroin. Let's go to the next thing."
I mean,
what do you think of that? Is gateway drug a thing? I kind of feel like that's bullshit.
I don't think it increases the likelihood that someone who didn't want to do something would do it, but I could definitely see the mental bridge that it could gap of like, hey, drugs aren't really that bad.
Oh, sure. Like
because they've demonized them already.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is right. Every one of them has a time and a place if you can do shit responsibly.
Yeah, if it's Sunday and nothing's going on, grab some heroin.
Yeah. It's a big fucking deal. There's a couple on my list that I just like wouldn't be interested in after seeing people do them or seeing the havoc that they wreak on like people's lives. But
what have you seen people do?
I'm just like talking about like meth, heroin,
okay.
like the fucking ones that are like,
like in person. You saw someone do this shit.
I mean, you see them all over Phoenix doing it.
Oh right, but you didn't have like a pal that was like, oh, 1 second.
No, yeah, I don't know anybody that's in the corner shooting up. I'm like, whew, that looks rough.
Yeah.
So there's a couple on my list that I just never gonna be interested in.
What if you're like 98 in a nursing home on your way out?
That's true. Yeah, I'll never say never, but
they might bring out a platter of like, what do you want to do?
How do you want to go? But in general, yeah, I don't think that seems ridiculous. Well, if I have some of this plant, then before you know it, I'm going to be a 20-year coke addict.
For some people, it's the opposite of a gateway drug. It's like, I've known some people who like get high for the first time, freak the fuck out, never do anything again.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to call those guys quitters.
Yeah.
Fucking losers.
I should have been one of those, but I just kept going for some reason.
That's my thing, dude. To like, well, this was unpleasant. I wonder why. Let me try it again. It's like an experiment,
so Yeah.
I hear a lot of people like that. Like, I'll just throw it out there. Just something funny. The one that I remember is like buying my truck on the lot, and there was like a secret compartment in this fucking truck. And I was like, oh, man, you got the weed stash compartment back there. Just making a fucking joke to the dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I don't really partake. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, I tried it. I get so paranoid. I hear that like so much.
Oh, yeah.
The paranoia thing. I'm like, what? What is there to be paranoid about? Like, you're having a really relaxing time?
And I hear people say paranoia a lot. I don't have that experience really. I would just say heightened anxiety. Maybe you want to call that paranoia.
Yeah. But I think that's probably one and the same. What they're experiencing, but just describing it.
But some people literally feel like... Did you ever see the video of the people who were like... I don't know if this is even fucking real, but it was like these guys coming back from Colorado when it was just legal there, and they bought some weed, and then they called 911 on themselves because they were like so fucking high. Like, they're crying, dude. They're like, all right, we just want to turn ourselves in. Like, we know you guys are like following us, and we see the helicopters like flying around. Like, we just want it to stop. They're just like,
oh no.
But they're just fucking high.
Who was it? I think it was Joey Diaz.
Oh, God, dude.
He was telling a story about how he was doing so much coke that he kept calling the police on himself and trying to turn himself in.
Can somebody get me? Because I can't stop myself. Oh, shit.
And he did it like a few weekends in a row. He got so high that he was doing that. And
out of paranoia? Or
I don't know what it was, dude. I don't remember the full story, but like the cops came to his house the next day and were like, hey, you need to fucking stop.
Just stop calling us or stop doing coke?
The coke. Like the same two dudes that had responded both times are like, dude, quit doing this. We don't want to keep coming here for you to tell us about the coke that you're on.
That's kind of hilarious, though, to be that cop and show up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first time.
Yeah.
Second and third probably gets Pretty fucking annoying. You gotta fill out the paperwork and shit.
Yeah. So you were telling me that you feel like you solved your blood pressure problem.
Possibly. I haven't checked it yet.
Potential. Verified nothing, but I just.
Yeah, felt. See,
Yeah,
this feeling. All of my other things have gone away. So
Other things.
the
Hives.
fucking hives, the psoriasis, my like bowel situation,
No way.
100 times better.
Wow.
If I eat like a jackass and have like a lot of like refined sugar in a day,
Yeah.
it's not so great. But
Yeah, you can challenge it.
yeah, but outside of that, if I eat like a normal human being should, it does pretty well.
Yeah.
And man, I've just been on like this exploratory mission about finding out everything I can about being in or around narcissistic people and relationships with them, and what it fucking does to your body because of your mind. It's insane.
Okay.
I feel like I should have prepared better for this. So I had like
yeah, I'm familiar. I mean, that was basically my the owner of the restaurant I worked at.
no accountability, flip everything on you.
Just like carried with him an atmosphere of fucking toxic fumes that just.
Narcissistic behavior is very specific though. Like it's a disorder.
Right,
NPD, you know what I mean? It's like
I know when it gets thrown around a little loose.
It does, for sure, because I think a lot of people have traits.
Yeah.
Once I knew what I was looking at and what I was looking for, I realized like, well, I do some of these things, but what makes you a true full-on narcissist is the inability to know that you are one. Because a big thing was I started like getting like Chat GPT and all this stuff of like, how do I know if I am one? And it literally said, if you're asking that question, you're not one.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't fucking ask.
Right.
A lot of other funny ass like reels and shit. It talks about like the people who go to therapy are the ones that don't need it. They only need it because they got destroyed by a narcissist, but the person that needs it most won't
not
go.
Going, yeah.
So it's like
yeah, and this is the kind of guy it's like he might freak the fuck out, lose his temper, attack someone personally, and then you like confront him about it and he acts like he's the victim all of a sudden, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Are we even living in the same reality?
They will do things that intentionally push your boundaries, push your buttons, and as soon as you defend a boundary, they're like, whoa, what's going on? What do you do? Why are you doing this?
Right.
They don't see their actions at all.
Right.
There's like the ability for empathy is completely non-existent. So they can't understand why you're reacting the way you are, but they feel that it's an attack on them and then attack back.
I feel like the empathy isn't necessarily non-existent, but the sensation of empathy feels like an attack, and that's where the defensiveness comes from. I don't know. That's to be true.
Dude, there's
that's
so many.
That's the feeling I get is like, oh, as soon as you try to put emotional accountability on that person, that's the scariest thing for them.
That's it.
That's what freaks them the fuck out, and they start losing
accountability. Yep.
Yeah.
And once I started putting all this shit together and then examining the last few years of my life, and me and Tiffany are just sitting there thinking about things, would say a time and a thing that happened, and we're just looking at it like, oh my God, like that's what it was. And
there's the red flag.
There's acronyms for the behavior that they always try to elicit, which is FOG. They either go for fear, obligation, or guilt. Those are to attack you. That's the triangle in which they get you to freak the fuck out or wear you down until you do something negative to them. And they always use those things in public so that they can show everybody else. Look at this. Look what he's doing. He's freaking out. You know what I mean? So it's always those three.
Super manipulative.
All of it. The whole thing is a manipulation.
Yeah, they're trying to bend
because
people around them.
Because they can't fucking handle any accountability for anything.
Right.
It's fucking crazy, dude. But went back. I had that whole Chat GPT thing about like, hey, why did taking colostrum help my digestive system? Oh, you probably have this, and this, right? And it goes into leaky gut and all this stuff that comes from a constant fight or flight situation.
Mm-hmm.
where it starts making your gut more permeable to let things out so it doesn't dedicate as much time and energy to digestion because you
Right.
need that for the potential
Right.
life-threatening situation you're in, perceived, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to this chat that I had made and I had filled it in over months of time. Like, hey, I also have high blood pressure. I also had vitiligo where my skin pigmentation changed colors. And I got fucking shingles. And then I got hives. And then I started seeing psoriasis bumps on my body. Like all this shit. So I had recorded all this over months and months and months. And then I put it in there. I just found out I was in a relationship with one or possibly two narcissistic people. And I'm out of it now. And I have had no flare ups of any skin things at all since then. And it was like, wow, I wish you would have told me like sooner that you may have had this toxic relationship because this would have been much easier to diagnose.
Wow.
And it was like, yeah, duh, all of it. The whole fucking thing could be stemming from that.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Crazy shit.
Yeah, somewhere along the way, I started to think about, to consider people as like, people are environments, right? There's a you carry with you like there's a general feeling that you bring when you're around other people, right? Obviously, someone walks in the room, you kind of get a sense pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Give it a couple minutes, and then I just kind of use that as a gauge to be like, who do I want? Whose like environment do I want near me? Knowing that like I'm being like influenced by the people around me, it's like, well, what are the kind of people I want to be poisoning
Yeah.
or contributing to like my own environment,
Right.
you know?
And that you are in control of that.
Yeah, and it really helps for me, like considering it in those terms, like just distinguish really quickly, like yes, no to like a new person.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. Or you're just starting to examine traits now.
Mm-hmm.
You watch for the fear, obligation, and guilt. You watch for those things of, are they trying to elicit these things from me and why? Because that's always a form of manipulation.
Oh, of course, yeah.
If I can get you to be scared, I can get you back in.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get you to feel guilty, you'll do something for me. If I can make it seem like an obligation that you have, you're going to feel like you need to do that for me. Whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, man, yeah. So it's been very freeing to at least understand what the fuck was happening and being out of it and then examining years worth of things that we thought in the time were like, man, it's so fucking weird. Why did that happen? Why did they choose to do that? Why didn't they take any accountability for it? Why did they not say sorry? But I ended up saying sorry in hopes that they would see that I was being vulnerable and then reciprocate, but never did. Like all of these things just built and built and built and built and built until you understand all this shit. And you watch so many other people talk about it and explain why it is. And it's just all comes together in one giant picture. And you're finally like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So why do you think you had a lack of awareness at the time?
That's what they do. The whole thing is a confusion campaign where they run you in circles. When given a possibility of two answers, yes or no,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't choose one and they won't choose one.
Mm-hmm.
They'll run you around this fucking clown circus of a circle until 10 minutes later, you think you got an answer, but you still have no clarity. You're still not sure if it was yes or no.
Yeah.
And at some point, they will end up getting you to apologize because you actually are someone who's empathetic. So they'll bring it full circle around into your reaction of what they did and how that hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where you're like, oh, damn. Man, I didn't realize I was doing that.
And what's fucked up is a lot of times there might be a hint of validity to what they're saying.
There is.
But
they're the creator of the problem.
Right. But they're just, placing it all on you.
So it's fucking crazy once you get out of it and just take a step back and examine it from afar away. and realize what the fuck was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then play back every one of those scenarios that you can remember and be like, hold up, let me apply these new tools, right? Let me apply this new lens of like, what were they doing? What was the goal? If there had to be one that I didn't notice at the time. And it's every fucking situation I can find. I'm like, oh,
Wow.
that matches up perfectly. They were hitting on one of the three in the triangle and trying to do this to avoid accountability for XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have so many, hundreds
Wow.
of scenarios. And it just, every single one of them proves the same fucking thing.
Now, we're talking about someone who was at one point your best friend.
Yeah.
And so that's really like kind of heartbreaking and unfortunate because obviously this person had traits that, you know, qualified them to be your best friend at some point.
And that's the interesting part. Fuck it, I don't care anymore. So that's the interesting. He is not the most offender of it. He's not the biggest offender.
Okay.
His partner is.
Okay.
So now looking back at even those things, and I'm like sitting here, why did this all come to a head? And I had to eventually say, like, I'm done with all of it. I can't be around you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be in business with you anymore. I can't do any of these things anymore because they're physically fucking killing my body from the stress of the walking on eggshells, of the trying to predict your mood so that I can shape what I'm doing in a way that will not piss you off and not. Do you have fucking any idea how much effort that takes? Like,
Oh yeah.
dude, it's
Yeah, I do.
it's so draining that like once you get out of it and then realize you almost started doing it for someone else that you're now dealing with, and you catch it and you're like, fuck that. Absolutely not. And you just like, boop, you pump the fucking brakes right there and you set a boundary and see how they react.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't accept the boundary or you have no emotional response to the fact that you maybe just passed one, I'm out. It's an instant gone.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
So to go back to him, I looked into that too because he was never like that. And those things were never present from him.
Until
All of the examples I had were from her.
Mm.
Mostly Tiffany being the receiver of them, but we hung out as couples so often that I saw them a lot.
Right.
But it wasn't as intimate to me because I wasn't feeling that pain. You know what I mean? In the same way, I was always doing damage control. Tiffany would come in crying, upset about something. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And it was funny because a lot of times she'd be like, I literally don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you crying if you don't know what's going on? So I'm so confused. But apparently I did something. But then she said, then she went to the guilt and was like, never mind. It's probably my fault anyways because I always do this, this, and this. And I just need to let you be you. And it fucking, the whole thing, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I have several like hours worth of like, here's another scenario. This is how it played out that you could get into with all this shit. And it was always the same thing on her part. So then I'm like, damn, well, when the fuck did he start doing this and why? So he started doing the same shit. And there was a point, it was a Thursday. I had already cleared with him like, hey, business stuff will always take priority when we were running the solar thing. But I have this new venture. We getting kind of slow. Like, I'm going to start doing this podcast thing because I want to do that for myself. I said, I'm going to do Thursdays. So if you can, unless it's like, hey, the only day I can do this as a customer of ours, the only day they can do it is Thursday, and we're going to miss out on a $10,000 opportunity if we don't do it Thursday, just let me know so I can let you know, and we'll push it to Friday or whatever, right? That was the only caveat. But I said Thursdays,
right.
I'm doing my thing on Thursday, so don't expect any work to be done. Don't schedule anything, whatever. We got even slower, so we started doing YouTube. On the solar side. So, and then we had sat down and talked, and I was like, dude, I really think we need to make a hard push at this to like make it a job, not just like a fill in. Hey, you want to do some video stuff today? Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I got nothing going on. Like, we need to get more serious about it if we want it to go somewhere, right? So we had that discussion, and then it was like used against me later on, months later. So there was a time where we were going to do video stuff the morning of a Thursday because I didn't have anything else going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were coming over in the afternoon and we would sit down and do the podcast. So I'm like, cool, no big deal. And so he texted me a Thursday morning and said, hey, so are we doing video stuff today? And I said, hey, I think that was the plan. But once I woke up this morning, like, dude, I have no food prepped.
Yeah.
The house is a fucking mess. Tiffany's been having to physically go into work. So there's just been a lot of things, right? So I need to clean up the fucking house all morning, prep food, and make sure that I'm set up for my week. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do anything this morning.
Right.
To me, that was a month after knowing that we've been doing the podcast. We've already been doing it, right? You've been showing up. We've been doing it. It's an established thing. He agreed Thursdays was cool. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Then out of fucking nowhere, dude, we get done with the podcast that specific Thursday and I get a text from him that he saw your car out front and that I had texted him that morning and said, hey, I couldn't do YouTube stuff this morning because I had to do other shit. And he's like, it just feels like you're being really dishonest about your time and like a very controlling, like weird.
Like you got to prep food all day long, you know, like.
Well, it was just like.
Yes, that is weird.
Like, were you really actually doing all those things you told me this morning? Because, like, well, one, it's none of your fucking business if we really got to go there. Like,
I doubt that you've ever just lied to him about.
Why would I?
Right, yeah.
I could just say, I'm not doing it today, and that's good enough. It's like, it had no merit, right?
Right.
And then I got into, you realize it's Thursday, right? And Thursdays were cleared as my day to do anything. And he put it back on himself, like, well, how am I supposed to know what you're doing at all times? If you don't communicate with me, you need to do a better job communicating this stuff. I'm like, I fucking did. Thursdays are a no-go for solar shit. If I say that I will do it on Thursday, well, then that's an added bonus of time that we can figure out where to put it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do not ever expect it. And then he brought, well, I haven't been seeing you guys do it like the last couple weeks, so I didn't know. I'm like, well, Jeremy had some family in town and had some stuff going on with his sister. That was the only day we didn't do one.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, right, like, I don't know what you guys have going on, but then why are you fucking telling me it looks like I'm not doing it? So you assumed that I wasn't doing it on a Thursday after we've explicitly said Thursdays are that day and I won't be doing solar on Thursday. So the whole thing had no merit. And that was the first one that was just weird as shit. Like,
yeah,
very accusatory and just seemed like really below the belt for no fucking reason. So things like that started happening. And those were the same behaviors that followed that trend of narcissistic behaviors where you're going to try to get me backtracking and apologizing to you for something that I shouldn't be.
right.
So I started noticing those things, but they started at a particular point in time. They were not always present. So I wanted to look up how people cope that are in relationships with narcissists that don't know. And that, in and of itself, is a coping strategy, is adopting the narcissistic strategy. To live with one, you have to become one. You have to stop taking the blame, or else you're always taking the blame.
Man, that's hard.
Dude. So it turns you into that. You either completely revolt against it and ruin the relationship, which is what he used to do in the beginning of the relationship, dude. I can't even tell you how many times I would hear them fighting about some shit or he would tell me some stuff about it. And the fight ended with, I don't give a fuck. Put the papers on the counter when I get home and I'll sign them. Like, we're done type shit.
Yikes.
And then it was like, she would back off for a while.
Yeah.
So it's just this revolving fucking door, dude. But now his behavior, I think he's been worn down so hard that he's just out of it, dude. Just out of the energy to combat it. And now he's becoming part of it. Because that was just one
trying
example.
to survive.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
And I don't even blame him because I know where it started, going back far enough in my mind and examining behaviors now that just never stood out to me because I didn't know.
But now that you have a framework to categorize things.
Dude, and it's been the same for fucking 10 years, 12 years. Not as bad, it ramps up. But they categorically, they're very good at being chameleons. And she's admitted this out loud. Like so many things that she's said out loud about, I really need people to like me. I really want people to like me. That's a big deal for me. All of these things play into this game.
Mm-hmm.
That they don't know who the fuck they are. They need to find out who you are so they can clone you
Yeah.
to make you like them.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, they try to steal the energy that you present that's attractive to them.
Mm-hmm.
They want to become you, but they're not strong enough to become you, or they would do it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to extract it. And by extracting it, they don't bring themselves up. They just bring you down until you're level. And now it's good. There's no competition anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's competition based because there's no self-esteem. I can't be happy for you if you have something I need.
Yeah.
So it's just this fucking jacked up, dude, vicious cycle. But now that you understand it, it's crazy where you see it. It's everywhere.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. And I'm so grateful for the time that I spent dealing with that person that was in my life like that. Because now it's not a part of my life. But when I encounter somebody in the world like that, I'm almost excited to deal with them.
I am.
Like, I know exactly how to deal with this motherfucker.
What is it?
I mean, for me, it's really hard to pinpoint because everybody's like their narcissistic tendencies manifest a little bit differently.
Yeah, for everyone, right?
But mostly it's like out in the world, like at work, I have a client who's like that. And like the front desk is freaked out and terrified of this person. And I'm like, I'll handle this. And it's mostly just not giving them anything to work with.
Yeah.
Right? It's just being as calm as possible, barely reacting to their outrage. Just like, oh, really? You feel that way? Wow. And also I have to be like kind of firm with them, especially on like boundaries.
Yes.
So that there's no wiggle room and there's no way out. You know what I mean? There's no negotiation.
Yep. 100%. That's exactly how I'd put it.
Yeah.
Most people will categorize it as just no contact. Just leave, get away from them, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Before it gets into a point where they try to keep doing the shove and push, the pull and push.
Yeah.
Because they'll do shit to you that pushes your boundaries, fucking pisses you off, fucks you over, and then they'll wrap you in the guilt and the flip it and the fucking roundy shit.
Yeah.
And then they'll do something nice for you.
Oh, that's the worst.
To get you back into the pocket.
I'll refuse that shit.
Now.
Yeah.
But when you don't know what's happening, and me and Tiffany talked about this so much, dude. When you don't know what's happening, you keep going like, yeah, but remember last time she did that? She was super nice that night. Like she fucking did this for us.
Oh, you mean when she was
that.
generating leverage?
Yes, dude. But you didn't see it like that because you are not acting out of that frame of mind, right?
Yeah.
And that's the fucking trap, dude.
Yeah.
So I looked into shit like that too, of like, well, this person's not my romantic partner, but how would a romantic partner who's a narcissist do that to their partner? And it's sexual manipulation, which is a major factor in this other relationship that I was just talking about. They do that and then will withdraw affection and withdraw sexual contact from a man to make them start that mental process, to plant the seed that they're not worthy of it, they are not good enough, all of these things, to then extract them down, pull them down. Everything is a fucking play to get you on level playing field. So if you're doing better than them at anything, if your presence is better than them, if your energy is better than them, if you're just a fucking more righteous, better person, they want to fucking destroy you. Probably not consciously, but they can't be friends with someone who's better than them. They just have to eliminate it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking constant threat. And as we're talking about this, it makes these people sound like horrible fucking people. And the things they're doing are horrible in the end. But all of this is accumulated in their childhood somewhere.
For sure.
Where this was a coping strategy to survive in their environment growing up.
Or they lived under a narcissist themselves.
100%. And then they adopted the same code, right?
You use the tools you got.
Yes. So I don't want this to be a fucking slam campaign and like, oh, these people are horrible people.
Mm-hmm.
I've dug deep on like, you see so many fucking videos that describe my exact thoughts of like, if I can just, let me just get all these situations and I'll make notes and like, it's so irrefutable. I'll use yes, no answers only to get them to see what they're doing. And then boom, they'll pop out of it and it'll all be good.
No.
There's so many videos that are like, you probably think you can come up with a compilation of all this evidence and all this shit and all this. And then they're going to pick one of two ways to do it, is what they say. Is if you bring it up on a good day, where it's like, well, good, they're in a good mood. This is going to go over well. I'll do it nice and gentle and like show them how it's affecting me and they'll really care about me and not want to do it anymore. On a good day. On a good day, it's, oh my God, dude, we're having such a great day. Why are you ruining the day like this?
Mm-hmm.
This is really how you want to spend the day?
Yeah.
Guilt. Boom. Fucked you over. Back in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a bad day. And then you do it and it's like, see, you're just fucking attacking me. And then it's guilt. It's right back to it, dude. And there is no good time. They will flip it every time for whatever reason that there is.
This is back to like what I've talked about before with you, where like imagining truth as a staircase and levels of truth, right? And you have to go through each step. You can't skip steps.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that's basically what you're doing when you're trying to get a narcissist to recognize their behavior. You're shouting to them from 10 steps down, get down here. And like, it's too hard because they're narcissistic, but they're still human beings.
Right.
And they have an extreme sensitivity. And so it's like, hey, I want you to confront the fact that like for your entire life, you've been a social terrorist. And then change today. And it's like, that's so much. If you can imagine the immensity of guilt that person would then feel,
oh yeah,
if they did actually adopt that, like it's
insurmountable.
It's
can't deal with it.
Crushing.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to run from that as hard as possible.
At what point do you turn around? This is why I'm getting really interested, and I can't wait for Outage to be over so I can have my mom on here, because she falls into this category. And now, with some of the conversations we've had and some of the ownership she's taking, is the only way that I know that, like, holy shit, you have removed the veil from your eyes, and you're at least seeing the world for what it is and what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge fucking step. Are you great now? Probably not.
But yeah, it was a deep-rooted...
But you are at least communicating to people in a way that you're understanding. You're not just, like, shoving it away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a gigantic step. And I want to know what it was, what the trail was of these things. Because she would go to psychiatrists, psychologists, all this shit. She was diagnosed with multiple personalities because of this thing, that she would just ignore situations, right? 3 of them. She would go to one, you're fucking nuts. You don't know what you're talking about. This is retarded. I'm out of here. Go to another one. Yeah, I think you're dealing with this thing by creating new personalities and shifting because you don't know who you are. You're a fucking quack. I'm out of here. Go to a third one. Same fucking thing, right?
Why won't anyone tell me what I want to hear?
Yeah. So, and then at the age of fucking 60-something, 61 years old, she's ready to do it. Why now? What took so fucking long? And what... All right, we're just going to turn on by ourselves.
AI.
It's the ghost, dude. What it was the switch, right? And I know it's going to be hard to pinpoint because it's probably over long periods of time that it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that there's some clarity to be had there, because I'm super interested. And I'm always trying to figure out the pressure point that had to get pushed for people, so that I have like an accumulation of things that when I run into people that are having the same issues, I can try to plant the seeds in the right spots for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can only imagine it being a result of like intense consequence repeatedly, but I also would imagine
But they
that
run from it. There is no consequence if you don't accept it.
right, and I think the turnover rate of narcissists is probably a very low percentage of people who actually end up, you know, shedding those traits or like reflecting and reconsidering, you know.
I know. So what makes the very few that do it? You think most die in that pattern? They take it to the
I
fucking grave?
think so. Yeah, I really do.
Good God, dude.
Yeah. Because again, like consider the amount of guilt they would have to confront.
Every
Well,
day every day that goes on is more.
yes, is more. It's contributing to that pile, so it just gets harder over time, and it's like
It's like a lie that you had to lie more for to cover the lie. Well, now you got to cover that lie, and every fucking
and it's
day
not
is-
it's not like this is the forefront of their personality. Like these people also have moments, little glimmers of hope, like speckled throughout, you
Yeah.
know?
which makes it especially hard for their victims of like, what? See,
Yeah.
see, this is it. We just got to get more of this,
Right. And you just
and you give them
and
another.
you think that you can be the person to kind of pry that open, and
Yeah.
it's like it's just yeah. I mean, we've spoken before, like narcissistic or not, it's you're not changing anybody, you know?
It's fucking
Not
crazy.
not through like effort. I think we do change people passively,
Through information.
but I don't think it's like I think when you try to change somebody, that's not how it works.
It makes
Like,
it
it's not
worse, I
gonna
think.
happen. Yeah,
There's more pushback.
for sure.
They go deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that whole thing has been crazy, and talking to other people that have been through it and then experiencing it now that I'm back into a normal work setting, working a job again, and I'm back in a shop of 30 dudes, right? And you're making friends with new people, and you're having to establish work relationships with people that every day is like a revolving door of like, hey, you're working with Pete today, you're working with Joe today, you're working with every day is different. You don't know who you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
So you start developing more of these relationships, and you start watching these traits of people, and you start applying this new knowledge. And I found another one,
Okay.
and I was letting them get in, and I started noticing that I was curating sentences in a way that I thought wouldn't be viewed in a light that wasn't accepted by this person. And I was like, oh fuck, that's the start right there. Walking on eggshells.
Right. Why am I
doing
changing my behavior?
Right. For what?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. And this person was cool, super cool in the beginning. And then it starts with like, and dude, I'm a fucking guy's guy. I'll bust balls and make jokes and fucking whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get offended by that shit. But everybody knows when it goes past a point and you're like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, okay, got it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's no longer a joke. It's no longer funny. You're just being fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
And it got to that point with this person. So I was like, I'm going to go for a tactic of like zero contact. I didn't talk to him for a fucking week. If I wasn't put on a job with them, I didn't talk to him at all. I didn't sit by them. I didn't do shit with them. And then at the end of that week, they came up to me like, hey man, is everything like okay with us? Or I'm like, wow, why?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. You just haven't like, you've been sitting over there instead of over here now. And like, yeah, man, I'm all good. It's like, well, you haven't said nothing to me. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is the deal? Like, why are you being weird about this? Like, we just haven't worked together. Like, what's the big deal? Just playing it off. You know what I mean? Just to see how this would unfold.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, all right, like, okay. And I went back to no contact. And then we had to work together on a job. And, before we had to work together, he would just do like flyby fucking shit talking. I'd be eating a bag of chips and like, you fat bastard, and like walk by you and just fucking say just stupid shit that's usually funny for someone who's not fat to be, make a fat joke. You're not going to do that to a fat guy because you're like, damn, that's fucking rude.
Right. Right.
So I knew it was a joke, but it was in the same way that it was just like Super weird, out of nowhere, and I was actively having a conversation with multiple people, and they interrupted it to do that. Like a weird fucking deal. So I started watching other little traits. He would get made fun of for doing this thing. He would go home and like change that thing. He'd get made fun of for drinking too many energy drinks.
Super insecure.
So then the next day he was like, yeah, I'm doing no nicotine, no caffeine, no. I'm like, oh, all right. While I agree that that's a healthy choice, if that's what you want to do, doing it right in the middle of this fucking 72-hour work schedule where you have to do it for 60 days straight, that's not the time you want to start fucking your mental system up.
Right.
When you're making decisions in a nuclear plant. Like, that's not the one I would choose for that.
Yeah.
But it was all these things, like as soon as someone said something about it, go home and change it. As soon as they said something about it, I'm going to start doing this different. As soon as somebody said something about it, I'm going to change this.
Oh, you're a narcissist.
So I was watching these things like, okay, insecurity, check. Changing things for other people, check. Yeah. Trying to bring me down, check. Super passive fucking things about how I must be smarter than him because, like, I coming back into this industry after being gone for 5 or 6 years, and there's a bunch of shit that I forgot. Where it's like, oh yeah, I remember having to do this. Don't fucking remember how to do it. So I would lean on him a little bit. Hey, you've been here a few years now. Like, hey, do you remember what to put in this box? Like, I don't remember. I'm like, all right, fuck it. And he's like, yeah, I'm fucking probably not smart enough anyways for you, right? The whole like downplay of the guilt thing. I'm shitty. You're better. To try to pull you down and then talk shit to you to try to pull you down. He's trying to bring me down to wherever he wants to play.
Wherever he feels comfortable. Yeah. Emotionally. Yeah.
So I went back to just no contact. Fucking done with it. Yeah. All right, we'll see how this will play out the second time. And then I get put on a job with him, and I'm just like sitting there on my phone. There was a lull in time where we couldn't do anything. We're waiting on somebody else to do a part of this thing. And I'm just playing on my phone, fucking whatever. He would ask me something or say something that didn't require an answer. It was just kind of a rhetorical thing, comment, whatever. Probably derogatory in some way. And I just fucking look up for a minute and like look at him and go back to what I was doing, not say anything. Just totally ignore the behavior I didn't want. And by the end of an hour, it was, hey man, so how'd that thing go for you this weekend that you said you were going to need to do? And like, I got a buddy that could probably help you. I know somebody that does that, and he could probably get you some fittings you need, and you can try this if you wanted to.
I could do some favors for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, look at that. Back to fucking put you in the hip pocket and bring you back in so they can fucking tear you down some more.
And sometimes they won't even ask. They'll just do something for you unsolicited.
Hey, I brought you coffee today.
I won't drink that coffee, by the way.
You won't?
No. I'll be like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, dude,
I already got one, though. I'm good, you know?
It's kind of how you have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him I had to start up a new YouTube channel, and he has a bunch of 3D printers and shit, and he's like, oh, 3D print you a logo, and like started getting super interested in it, more than I was sharing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's nice of you, but like this is almost seeming weird at this point.
Yeah.
So, dude, just the knowledge of how it works allows you to like, little spidey sense going off. Let's see where this goes. Let me deliver you a behavior that I know if you are this type of person, you will not like this. Or I'll at least be able to examine your response to it and be able to categorically find where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah, narcissism is one of those personality traits that you can develop a sensor for, but it's not the only kind of person that would be toxic to have in your life.
No.
There's the kind of like opposite of that I've encountered a lot is people who like grow a really quick dependence upon you to help them with anything, basically. You know, there's a lot of people I don't know, there's probably a term like a name for this category of people, but I think of it as like people who like can't bear the weight of responsibility of their own lives and want to like put that burden on the lives of the people around them, you know? Yeah. But yeah, there's a whole
I can see how that could get bad too, because you want to help. So
yeah.
So you're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help you out. And then you help them out. And then you help them out.
But it handicaps. They handicap themselves by like offloading all their responsibility to other people. I think and similar tools are used. It's
children do that until you make them pull out of it.
It's like when the child comes in the room and they're like, just getting you to
waiting for you to like step in.
what? Yeah. Like,
How
yes.
can I help you?
Yeah, but they don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those types. Now it's like I don't even bother like categorizing all these different types of people to avoid. There's just one kind of person that I'm okay with, and that's just people who are honest.
Yeah.
And it's super obvious and easy to find the people who are like honest because they contrast so hard against these other people.
Yeah.
It's glaring,
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, this person's like just saying what's on their mind and behaving like how they feel like behaving and not like bending to like the will of other people or
every day's a different person.
yeah.
It's consistency.
Yes.
Consistency is like the number one thing. I'm like, this dude, unless him and his wife got in a fight before work, or he's fucking neighbors had a party last night while we're in outage and he got no sleep and he's a fucking dickhead today.
Mm-hmm.
Those are obviously pluckable experiences, right? But when
even that's nice. It's like, oh, it's more honesty because he's like,
yeah.
He's not gonna pretend like he feels great today,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, and I've had multiple people that stand out like that in that way too. Not to, I don't want to make this whole thing like so negative, but there's been great experiences too that give you this like uplifting feeling of like, holy fuck, there is people out here that's like normal, can have a conversation, can be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have a lot of pretty deep discussions. I work with a lot of very intelligent fucking people. They know a lot of shit. They're very good thinkers. So the types of conversations that come out of these environments are like conspiracy theories, law questions, political stuff, really getting into the roots of things that are complex.
Fringe folk.
And can just go in a lot of different directions, right? And you'll have a conversation with someone, hearing them like, and you're sitting there like, dude, that's not, from my vantage point, that is not what that's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have two responses. Yeah, it is. Okay. You're not interested in the truth.
Right.
You're interested in saving your fucking side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. You can have it. Never mind.
Curiosity.
And then you have the other side that's like, really? What did you see? Mm-hmm. How do you think about it? And I'm like, holy fuck.
Am I missing something?
Oh my God. And then at the end of it, they'd be like, fuck, dude, I think you're right.
Yeah.
That is fucked. I was totally wrong. I'm like, holy shit. And it's very powerful once you find a few of them and you're like, holy shit, how do we get all the rest of these people out of here and we just have that group staying with us?
I know. And every time I found a person like that, it happens in a way that feels really serendipitous. I remember I used to go to this music jam like once a week where it would just like random musicians would show up. And it was cool. Like I'd just show up, grab a mic and start singing and kind of just do my own thing. I didn't socialize a ton. I went to one and there's this bald dude there who's like older than everybody else. And he's got this little like pink box and he's like with buttons on it. And he's like he's kind of weird, like just dang, 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 dang. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? He's like, oh, this is a balsa bass. And he starts like describing it to me and like, I'm like, that's kind of cool. That guy seems kind of weird. Like, I dig it. Whatever. Just like introduce myself, whatever. And then I didn't see him again for months, And then I'm sitting on my porch on Christmas Day. And I see someone come walking down the sidewalk. And he looks familiar, and it's that fucking guy.
It's the balsa bass guy.
I'm like, because the jam was like a 40-minute drive away from where I was living. And he stops in front of my house and just stares at me. And I was like, Merry Christmas. And he's like, I'm Jewish. And I was like, okay. And then he just welcomes himself up, walks up, and
what the fuck?
And he just sits next to me with his dog. And then
did you know at this point that this was the guy?
Once he got closer, I was like, we met before, yeah. And then we sat there and we talked music for like a couple hours.
What the fuck, dude?
But dude, ended up being one of like the most genuine friendships I ever had.
Was he any less weird?
Oh no, he's weird as fuck.
Okay, so socially
Socially,
inept, but
not even. He's not socially inept. He's just weird and like doesn't try to like skirt
hide
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can get down with that, I guess.
yeah. No, it's yeah. But a lot of my the people that I've met that are the most true and also act as almost like guides helping you narrow the path to truth. They always come about super serendipitously like that. Like just like it was weird that I bumped to him and talked to him real quick at that jam. He's coming from like a different place entirely and then happened to like move like around the block from me months later. Just like it would always be weird shit like that.
Is it weird, or is he stalking you?
Yeah, well,
Twice is an accident. Moving behind you?
yeah.
Yeah, I find a lot of things like that. Even how we fucking ended up reconnecting.
Again, like and that's like those moments of serendipity. Like I know now to like follow that.
Yeah,
I know that sounds wacky, but like
I do it every
in
time
my
now.
experience, I'm like that that means this is important. You know, that means something. That means it
For-
deserves my
For
attention.
reasons unbeknownst to either of you.
Yeah.
But you owe it you owe it some little bit of effort to see where it goes.
Just be curious about it. Yeah.
I get so many of those things, dude, and it's like I told Tiffany this the other day. I'm like, I don't know if it's like, is there just always horrible shit happening to people I know? Or am I somehow alerted every time horrible shit happens to people? I get a feeling, oh yeah, shit, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Mhm.
Whatever. Make note of it, but whatever.
Mhm.
The next day, something happens, and I'm like, that same dude I thought about yesterday used to talk about this. Just thought about him again. Motherfucker. And I grab my phone and I just write a text. Hey man, haven't talked to you in a while. Everything going good? What's up with you? You've just been on my mind lately.
Mhm.
And I'll get one back. Oh man, it's crazy. You text me. My dad just died. Really fucked up. Not doing so great right now. We should go get lunch and talk about some shit.
Mhm.
You know? Just,
Totally.
dude, every fucking time. The lady that I used to get massaged by, we ended up, when you spend like a few hours at a time with somebody, you end up talking about shit, you know? And super cool lady. And I got this dude over and over, like 3 or 4 days in a row. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Does she just keep popping up? Fuck it. And I just text her, hey, what's going on with you? Anything new? Something weird? You keep fucking popping into my consciousness for some reason.
Mhm.
She's like, man, my son just left for boot camp 2 days ago.
Mm.
My God damn it.
Collective unconscious.
She's like, yeah, I'm not doing too good with it. I fucking tried to call and ask some questions about it. And I was like, well, wasn't in the Marine Corps, but do you have questions about boot camp stuff? And it was like, yeah, like when is he going to call? I'm like, oh, it's like this. And I was able to break down the
That's
structure of like, this is what to expect at least. Take the anxiety down a little bit of like, okay, this is normal. He's not going to call me for weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's normal. That's going to happen.
That's
Okay,
super
great.
cool.
So also, when I fucking blew my knee out, before I even ever got massaged by her, she was one of the nurses in the ER, and I ran into her.
Weird.
And then when I just met up with her, some dude that I work with who's into bodybuilding and said, yeah, this chick's really fucking good at like relieving muscular shit after your, trainings and stuff like that. You should give her a call if you need that. I'm like, all right, cool. Show up and I'm like, God damn, you look familiar. And it took us a while to figure. I'm like, where do you like? Is this all you do? No, I work at the hospital. Which hospital? Narrowed it down. Boom. Like, do you know a guy whose name was this? Who was like my male nurse dude that was helping me through my thing? Yeah. I work in the same spot as him. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Must have passed you in there or something when I was high on fentanyl and you just locked it in. But it's like they just reoccur over and over and over.
Yeah.
2 days ago, dude. Do you remember John Versluis from high school?
No, Versluis.
Versluis.
That last name doesn't sound
Like
familiar.
maybe grade school, not high school. I don't even know if he went to high school with us. I think he might have left between then.
Hmm.
Fuck it. Anyways, dude from school. I haven't text messaged him. I don't even have his phone number. I hit him up on Facebook one time for something. I don't even remember what the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he hit me up and said, I must have posted that we just had Ivan.
Yeah.
It was like 2015, dude, when I scrolled back through our messages. That was the last time I talked to him. 2015, 10 fucking years ago.
Mm.
And I don't know, dude. I was just rolling through Facebook the other day, bored. Saw him. I was like, damn, it's been a long time since I talked to that dude. Whatever.
Yeah.
That fucking night, dude, 2 nights ago. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what are you up to? What the fuck is that? And then I'm like, just living life, dude, trying to figure it out. Fucking whatever. And he's like, yeah, me too. I'm like, you still in Washington? No, man, I moved back to Arizona. I'm like, what the fuck? So it's just, I don't know, dude.
That's crazy.
And nothing insane ever comes out of any of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is probably the most memorable one, that's most impactful thing. That's like, man, I'm really glad I fucking sent that text message that day.
Yeah, and like the weirdness of like I was not in this state
Yeah.
for
But we're headed back.
but was about to
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
And-
And I just assumed that you weren't living here for some reason. I was like, oh, he's probably
Well, I don't think we had
somewhere
talked
else.
since you were like in Georgia and I was in Virginia.
Right, yeah.
Who fucking knows
I was
what
like,
would have
who-
happened?
Yeah, I was like, who knows where he ended up? Probably not,
Right.
back in Arizona.
But like, even so, after this has happened for us, and you just look at that and you're like, dude, when the price of admission is a fucking text message,
Yeah.
why would you not be reaching out in these, just like, oh, that's weird, I haven't thought about them in 10 years.
Right, yeah.
Why not? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, totally. As
Yeah.
soon as I decided to be like, I got on this whole like, oh, I'm gonna be honest with myself and others. That's when that shit really started to ramp up. It's pretty wild.
How many times you'd notice it and then follow through on it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then sometimes though, it'd be like on the fence, but is this one of those things I should follow?
Just do it.
And then I would do it, and I'd be like, it wasn't.
What categorizes it as yes or no? What comes out of it?
Yeah, I think so.
Why? You don't know what came out of it.
Potentially. Yeah, I don't really.
See, you know what came out of it on your side.
It's hard to say.
What if they didn't kill themselves because you fucking reached out that day?
That is a great point, dude. I did not think about that.
Like, you don't know what their piece was.
That's really interesting you say that. There was this one. This one was weird. So, like, this is going to be annoying to tell, but it's worth it because there's so many strange points. Okay, so my friend Eric moved to New Jersey. What started was he had a friend in the Navy who, I'm just going to try to speed run this shit. He had a friend in the Navy who died of a heroin overdose. He then became really good friends with his...
Gateway drugs.
Right.
Heroin.
He then became really good friends with his brother, right? And then so his brother wanted my friend to go with him to the funeral, which was in New Jersey where he's from. So he goes to New Jersey to the funeral.
Eric is going
With...
to a funeral with the brother of the guy that overdosed.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he goes to the funeral and then meets the sister of the brothers. Like, falls head over heels.
The sister came with the guy.
The sister was also at the funeral.
Of the drug addict guy that died.
Yes.
Okay.
Meets her, falls head over heels for her.
Yep.
And then he gets with her, whatever. He lives in Jersey because of her. And so that then opens the doorway for me to move to Jersey, which I just wanted to get out of Arizona because I hated it here. And then I go to Jersey. Him and I have a falling out. he goes back to Arizona. I stick around, and I start performing. I'm playing at a farmer's market, and some guy comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to say that." That's my impression of him. That's how he
You
sounds.
probably sound like that.
Hey, I just want to say I really like the music you're playing. It's pretty cool stuff, man. Keep it up. I'm like, cool, thank you. Happens every once in a while. I don't think much of it. And then uh I'm rehearsing with a band that I'm working out with. The rehearsal space is a storage unit. It's tough out there in these densely populated areas to like rehearse. So some people will do this. Get a storage unit, 24-hour spot, show up at night, rehearse in a storage unit, right? Pretty sweet deal.
It's like a garage.
Yeah. I show up and my buddy's band is rehearsing too, and he's there. And I'm like, oh,
The guy?
Yeah, the guy. The guy's there. And I'm like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? We met
Did
before.
you tell him? Yeah, I really like the music you're playing.
Really, yeah. Keep it up. Got to shooting the shit. Told him I was working at the restaurant. And he was like, oh yeah, I worked there briefly. Like, bing, that's kind of weird. Weird that I, like, in passing saw you at a random farmer's market and now at this storage bin right now.
Doing the same thing we're doing, which
I didn't know he was a musician, right?
Sounds odd to me, but maybe not so odd.
Right.
If you're meeting people doing the same thing.
Sure. Whatever. And then I bumped into him again at another point, and he was looking for a job, so I got him a job where I was working briefly at a nursing home. And then we were talking about music, and he was like, he was interested in music production. So he was like, well, why don't you stop by sometime and we'll just like, record some songs, have a nice time. And I'm like, sure. I go over to his house where he's staying. He's staying with a friend of his. And I walk in. And so just to backtrack real quick, the kid who died, there was a picture in Eric's house of that kid. It was like this Navy picture, right? And I walk in the house of my friend, and the first thing I see is that picture of that guy. And I'm like, that's super weird. He's like, oh yeah, that's my friend who I'm living with, Dougie. That's his cousin. And I'm like, what, dude? Like,
the fuck are the odds of that? How big is this city?
Right.
How many fucking people are in this city?
And these are in places that aren't necessarily close to one another, This is like 45 minutes departures from each of these places. So yeah, that was super weird, but I always felt like, do I his name was Jared. I was like, do I need to like do something with Jared, have some deep relationship? And like we hung out a lot. I liked him a lot. We didn't get super close, but I just always, appreciated the guy when I saw him. Hung out with him a few times here and there. But looking back, because of what you said, I'm like, I remember going to record that first song. It was in an attic, and the attic was filled with garbage. This was a space that had all the signs of a person who did not give a shit about himself. And he did mention to me at one point that like he wished he was never born, like legitimately.
The dude that complimented your music?
Mm-hmm.
This dude?
This was just like an alternate conversation where I was talking about someone else who had mentioned that before. I was like, isn't that crazy? He's like, yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Honestly, I've often thought like I wish I was never born. Just really like not a lot of emotion attached to it. But I'm like, the guy was obviously in a deep depression for like a while. And maybe it was helpful for him. Like,
oh, we're coming back to that.
Yeah.
The idea.
What if they didn't kill themselves? I'm like, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a weird one, though.
To at least give them an out, right? Like, I tell people a lot of times, because a lot of times when I do these things where I reach out to people, these are people I'm not close to.
Yeah.
I just get some weird fucking feeling that I need to just like say what's up to 10 years after the last time I talked to him sometimes, right? And a lot of times what I tell him is, hey, sometimes I know we're not super close and this may feel awkward to accept anything from someone like me in my position, right? Because we haven't talked or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I find it helpful, and I don't. I just say this to like make it easier on them if they want it. Sometimes I find it helpful to go to people who are less close because the affiliation to everybody else that you know is not there. I'm not gonna do this for any reason where it benefits me in your circle. I'm not gonna do this with any ill intent to give it back to people you know. I don't know anybody you fucking know. I haven't talked to you in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're like, man, dude, my fucking dad just died or whatever, it's like just kind of going through it. Like, well, shit. I got no dog in this fight other than I'm like a good listener and try to be a good person. If you need something, just fucking let me know.
Yeah.
And sometimes that feels safer, I think, to people because there is no worry about like, well, he's going to talk to Jared and Bill's going to know about it and everybody's going to find out. I don't fucking know any of those people, dude.
Mm.
Nor would I care to tell them. So I always put that in there for people as like I build them a bridge, you know, of like, hey, I know we're not super close and there's no reason why I would be the person you could come to this or come to with this. But also, if it feels safer to do that with somebody that has no reason to know and won't tell anybody else, I'm there to do that too. Like,
Yeah.
um, I don't think, I think I have yet to be taken up on the offer,
Right.
but you never know what just the ministry of that presence provided someone.
Even the offer feels nice.
For no, they didn't have a reason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking who cares? I didn't have to do that, and you don't have to take it.
Dude, when I was in Jersey, you messaged me towards the end of like a really deep depression, super dark place. And now we're talking about all this. It's like, yeah, I mean, it was a pandemic and I was just at home. And when I wasn't at home, I was working with a narcissist, you know? And then coming home and then going to work and then coming home and then going to work. Music wasn't happening. That all fucking went away. So like
during all
all
the
of my
shutdown bullshit.
extracurriculars went away,
Yeah.
which was fine and interesting for the first like 6 months, you know, and then got like really fucked up. Then my roommate, who was like borderline, she was a narcissist and borderline schizophrenic. She had just a whole panoply of mental health issues. That was like tame.
Who was this?
My old roommate.
Okay.
And but it was like managed. But at the pandemic, because she was an addict and she got clean, but during the pandemic she just kind of like fell hard back into drugs, which just sent her to Crazyville, and I was living with that. This is like someone I would wake up and they would be standing in my room in the middle of the night just looking at me.
What the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck is going on? Jesus.
You wake
and
up
then,
to one of your paralysis events and you're just like looking at everybody, can't do
right?
nothing.
And I'm like, all right, well, I just got to get the fuck out of Jersey. I got to get back to Arizona, where at least like I know people and people know me, you know? And so I'm like, make this decision to do like the massage school so that I have like a job when I return that isn't minimum wage. As soon as I made that decision, my fucking car gets rear-ended. Then I find out that the landlord where we're living is selling the house that I'm renting. It's like, fuck, well, I guess it's okay because I'm getting out of here, but he's selling it like 2 months before I was set to leave.
Mm.
But my buddy who walked up on Christmas Day, I was like, hey man, is it cool if I crash at your place for like 2 months? and he let me, dude. And
Get the fuck out of here.
not only did he let me, this guy, what a gem, dude. And like, he has a young child. He's got a 2 or 3 year old child at the time who is autistic. So he's like a handful, you know?
Like, the autistic guy had an autistic kid?
Yeah.
Is that like a
I
thing?
don't think I don't know. He might be like on the spectrum, but he wasn't that autistic.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, he
just
just had a
nicked him.
touch of it. Yeah. Touch of the tism. But he had a basement that like he made it into like a little apartment essentially for me. He put a bed down there, he separated everything. He just went way above and beyond and so out far of his way to make it a comfortable place for me to be. And I was just like so fucking appreciative that I had that kind of a friend in my life, you know. But I'm
made out of the most odd fucking circumstances.
Yeah, and I'm still like struggling. I'm not sure what it's gonna be like to come back to Arizona after all this time, you know. And then you text me, and it was just like that was the lowest point that started to turn around and kind of go up again, and it was just like I was so fucking grateful. It felt fucking divine. You know, it was like this is what I needed. And I didn't know that I needed it, you know, but fuck.
Well,
Pretty
that's
cool. Pretty cool.
A lot of the shit that we have just like talked about, and a lot of the discussions that we had building this place and putting it together, and that time spent, you know.
Yeah.
You have to like reflect on that shit sometimes and be like what would I be doing if I didn't do that? Which road was the road if I didn't choose that road? If this never happened, and we weren't doing this, would I have thought about the things that I thought about that led me down a path of like fixing some things that needed it?
Sure,
You know, just having the outlet, right? Like,
yeah,
it's hard to know. It's impossible to know because
Mhm.
the only thing you did is the thing you can do, and that's you already did it. So here we are. But
Right.
But you can imagine a scenario where that didn't happen.
For sure, because like, you know, I always felt like something special about our friendship when we were younger. But I also didn't know you for a super long time. Like,
Or like super well.
yeah.
We never hung out at school.
No.
I was into sports. You were not.
Right.
You did musical interests. I had none.
Right.
We fucking worked at the extent of our friendship was working at fucking Taco Bell.
Yeah. And our girlfriends
We're
were
friends. That's it.
Yeah.
Most people would put that at acquaintance level.
We played Guitar Hero a couple times.
That was pretty dope.
Until
Till you fucking just destroyed me. That was disheartening.
we went to like Speed World or something.
Yeah.
I went with you. Yeah. Which I was only vaguely interested in, but I really liked you. I was like, I just kind of want to hang out with this guy.
Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, they had that Guitar Hero contest on that huge inflatable screen.
Yeah, and I got fucking demolished. After like, dude, this is so fucked up because like, so
It's fucked up for me because you
went up to bat for me.
I was like, oh my God, this is divine, motherfuckers. You got to see this dude over here. He fucking beats me while not looking at the TV. That's That's how much better he is than me.
Yep, I
And then
played
this
it
dude
at an
comes up.
expert level, and then the contest they were going to start at beginner and move their way up. Well, beginner was really hard for me because a lot of the notes aren't there, right?
Yeah, you're not used to playing at that level.
Yeah, and this kid who also just like took gold or something in some race he did. He like
Really?
he like won a trophy in some race he just finished.
Fuck that guy.
And I'm thinking in my head, there's no way this guy's great at racing and Guitar Hero, dude. And so after I lost the easy mode, I got back to you and I was like, yeah, that sucked, dude, because like if it was expert, I probably would have won. Like, but it was also the hardest song on expert, right? And so you went to the guy and you're like, hey man, this guy is actually like fucking.
Did I do that?
Yeah, you were like, this guy's actually super good. I think you should just throw it on expert and like have him run at it like that. And he was like, okay. I don't know why the guy was like, okay, but so then there's a rematch, and this kid, cool as a cucumber, on the expert mode, the fire and the flames.
Through the
right?
fire and flames, dude. Yeah.
Crushed it, like destroyed me. Oh my god, that was so funny because like
That's so.
I
fucking
thought I
lame,
was gonna
too.
go up and fucking blow minds or something. You know what I mean?
I think at any other song in that game,
Oh yeah,
you would have.
Yeah, that one's fucked up.
That one is fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so retarded and so annoying that everyone wanted to do it. That was the whole purpose of why you never did it.
Yeah.
You purposefully, I remember talking about it, you're like, I fucking hate that song.
Yeah.
It's the hardest, so it's the only one anyone wants to concentrate on.
Yeah.
But it sucks. The song sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't play it.
Yeah.
And then it's like one of those ones where you, like to pass, you almost have to like put a rubber band around green and then do everything else.
Right. Yeah.
And this kid just let me just take gold in this race over here and fuck you up at this song.
Yeah. That kid was having a great day.
Just fucking set up.
But anyways, yeah, like
I bet that's the only song he was really, really good at, and he told the guy, hey, put it on the hardest one. Let's just make it a fucking thing.
Uh-huh.
Dickbag.
But yeah, we didn't have a long-standing friendship, but it always felt like something interesting was there.
What do you...
So you could have just never talked to me again.
Yeah.
And that would have been reasonable,
What do you make of that? What do you make about two people that have nothing in common, but there's some sort of... I don't think I've ever told you that. I don't think you've ever told me that.
What?
Or that I've told you that. That there was some weird-ass underlying...
Something about that guy.
Like molecular structure to this thing that was like... I don't know why.
Well, for me, I had an assumption about you, just seeing you. I'm like, okay, here's a guy. He likes to lift weights. He's good at the sports. He's like a jock guy or whatever. You know, whatever.
Well, all right.
And then whatever your conceptualization of that is in your high school brain, I'm like, yeah, he's a jock guy, whatever. And then it must have been Taco Bell where we first like actually spoke or something, I would imagine.
Probably.
And then it just was like, oh, this guy is nothing at all like the person I just kind of assumed him to be. And people mostly kind of are what you assume them to be.
Yeah, a lot of
but you were just like nothing.
Is that intriguing, you think?
It was intriguing to me. And then it was just like to learn about you and then like, oh, you have all these other interests too. I remember you were like, what was it, like barstool racing? Like you were talking about putting motors on bar stools? I'm like,
yeah.
Again, it's a thing
was
that I don't
phase.
have any like knowledge or interest in, but I'm so fascinated that you are interested in that because I wouldn't have expected that. You know what I mean? And so it was just interesting getting to know you because I was always like surprised, like constantly with you, and then also like you were cool to talk to. Also, you were just like a really funny dude to be around, and so it was just like it was interesting. It was like, I really like hanging out with this guy and talking to this guy, but I also don't know how to because we don't like converge on a lot of things. You know what I mean?
But even with that, as it was always easy to talk.
Yeah.
We didn't have to like talk on, or I think we're just both so interested in like, well, I know nothing about them, but like, what's about it? Like, what is it? You know?
Yeah.
You're interested in learning.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that's the connection point. Is just like, that's not my thing, but like I like to know stuff about stuff. I get that a lot from people that I just meet, and they'll talk about something, and I can talk to a lot of shit. I know a little bit about a lot of shit.
Right.
Because I just have a lot of experiences doing things for myself that I feel like I need to figure out how to do or have happened or whatever, right? The more life you live and buying houses and cars and like all that, you run into all these fucking problems, and then you're a plumber and an electrician and a fucking welder, and you got all these things all over the place. But then you also have interests, and like, well, that's fucking cool, and I like to go fast, so that's fucking cool, and like, you end up finding like 50% of everything
Right.
If you're the Bill Gates programming level of NASCAR, I'm not going to hang in that realm.
Right.
I know a couple guys. The cars are cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can talk to it. I'm not going to be an intriguing
Mm-hmm.
person to have that conversation with
Right.
in most arenas. But I get it a lot when people meet me and they start talking about their thing. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, and then I start just giving some details so they know I'm not just a yes man full of shit. Like, this guy fucking says he knows a lot about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll challenge them on something they said and be like, are you sure? Because my understanding is, and they're like, oh, fuck. Like, you know shit about this.
Yeah.
Like, gotcha, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I get that a lot. They're like, dude, you know, like a lot of shit about a lot of shit. Like, not a little shit.
But it makes it easy for you to relate to a large,
yeah,
a diverse group of people.
yeah.
And most people are just kind of in their lane.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes I used to wish a lot that I could do that. That I could just like, man, I just wish long range shooting was my thing.
Yeah.
Like I would have so much extra money if I could just pick a thing. Because I'll do a thing for 3 or 4 6 months and get immersed in it. But once I've hit that like 80%, I know about 80% of what there is to know. If I want that last 20%,
Yeah.
I got to dedicate 10 times as much as it took me to get to the 80.
Right.
And
yeah.
that's my whatever thing governs that mind process for me of like, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
An extra 20 times what it took me to get here just to finish it out and know everything about it. I'm not really that interested in it.
Yeah.
And I'll drop it and I'll be on to the next thing.
Yeah, and you and I are similar in that way, but just in different worlds. Because like I was always like that with like art stuff, like
Yeah.
anything artistic, self-expression related. I could pick it up and be very good at it naturally, and then you hit this wall where like to get better requires effort, and then I'm like, is that a path I even want to walk down?
Yeah.
Like now that I'm thinking about it, like how seriously do I want to take this? I don't want to take it that seriously. You know what I mean? And then it's like I'll just go to something else.
Which sucks because the people that get obsessed with shit are usually the most successful.
Right? Yeah, because
That's their
they're
thing, right?
you know,
But you have to have that obsessive interest.
you have to be singularly focused.
Yeah. And I'm not on anything.
Yeah.
But until, dude, your shit that you told me last time, 2 weeks ago when we were here, you just been fucking rattling around my mind.
What?
And then other things have come up that were saying the same fucking thing from people that I respect, that I don't know, but I respect in the world that they're in via social media and all that shit. When I was like talking about the YouTube stuff, and I think might have got on this subject or something, and you were like, I think you should make one just about all the stuff you do.
Yeah, just all the stuff you know.
Because you just do all this stuff.
Just teaching like whatever you know.
The 80% of everything that I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it's just been
Yeah.
fucking drilling away. And I'm like, well, what would that even look like, right? And then, dude, I bet you 2 days after that, Gary Vee is a guy that I talk about a lot. He's a fucking rich ass dude. Owns businesses, really loves entrepreneurial spirit, talks to it, all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a lot of other stuff. And he is a fucking loves everything in the realm of business and analytics and marketing and strategy, business strategy, all this shit, right? And somebody was talking to him about what they should be, what their niche should be so they can figure out things. He's like, it's not always a niche. Sometimes you're the niche. Sometimes you having such a collective understanding of so many things gives you so much to talk about that you don't have to select a niche. Some people are the niche and they have to talk about this one thing because they fucking know everything about it and no one's going to beat them at that thing.
What a beautiful
why are you trying to compete with that guy on a thing? Let him have his thing. But what if your thing is everything that you like? And I was like, motherfucker, dude. 2 days after.
That's so succinct.
God.
Well put.
And he used himself as an example. He's like, I'm a guy who owns a business that does $500 million a year in revenue, and I really like garage sailing for the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
And he puts shit on eBay. He does this in his spare time.
That's so funny.
To make, like, I fucking 10x'd my money on that coffee cup. Gary, it was $1 to $10. Like, that's 10x, baby. That's fucking 10 times my money.
Dude, that's hilarious.
He gets fucking pumped about it.
Yeah, I love that.
So even down to the most insignificant, stupid shit. But he's the one propagating all this stuff all the time of like, dude, it's not about making money. He's like, I know people that make $2 billion a year. They're the most fucking miserable human beings I've ever met in my life. And then I have a cousin who makes $65,000 a year on Twitch playing his favorite game and hanging out with his friends. He's fucking winning at life, dude. He makes 65 grand a year. He's the happiest person I've ever been around in my entire life.
Oh, that's
It's
so
like,
cool.
so as long as you are doing something that makes you happy, and that amount of money you were able to extract from that experience is enough to keep you happy, you win.
Yeah.
If you can frame it like that.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, this whole society is so fucked up and driven in this materialistic world and everything. I need to have the best shit to know everybody knows that I'm the best shit. Like,
Right, yeah.
he's always putting that down, dude. And he's like, it sounds fucking retarded coming from a guy that makes $500 million a year. But he's like, I don't care about the money. I don't like the money. Look what I'm dressed in. I dress like a fucking idiot. He's got like gym shorts and whatever on.
I've actually met a few people like that. Super successful.
Adam
You could not
Sandler.
tell. Yeah.
Adam Sandler's a fucking billionaire. He wears like a Hawaiian shirt
Yeah.
and like Nike shorts. It makes no sense. You look homeless, bro.
Dude, I knew a guy who was like a lawyer for maybe Boeing or something like that.
Big shit.
Yeah. He had I don't know why this is funny. He owned 3 was it Toyota Previas?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Did you by some weird chance ever see the movie Juno?
Yeah.
You probably don't
Fork
remember,
sword.
but she had a van that she drove in there.
Yeah.
That's a Toyota Previa.
Really? It kind of looks like a
Okay.
VW bus.
Kinda,
But
yeah.
it's not.
But I'm like, what is with this vehicle, right? I love this thing. Like, to get to the engine, you like remove the center console. He's like, it's so easy to work on. It runs forever. And like, it looks like shit, dude. But
Yeah.
like, that's what he drove. You know, he could drive anything he wanted, and he had 3 of those.
They did the same thing. There's an interview on the internet somewhere that interviewing the Amazon guy. Fuck's his name? Jeff
Right.
Bezos.
Bezos.
Yeah. And he was the interview was in. And he's like, hey, so you know that like you're worth, what are you worth now? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I looked it up. It's like $10 billion. He's like, damn, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, so what's up with this like Honda Accord? He's like, well, this is a good car. Gets good gas mileage. It's safe. Like, it just gets me there. It never breaks down. It's a good car. And the guy's like, all right, like, you know, you could buy like anything you wanted. And he's like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah.
And then they get to his office. And his office, he's got like one of those like Lifetime brand folding tables as his fucking office table.
Love
And
it.
some fucked up picnic chair.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, I always move offices so much. I don't want to like dedicate a whole bunch of money to like furniture that I'm just going to have to leave. It's not going to fit in the next one. So this is good enough.
It's so easy to look at a guy like Bezos and think like he's a supervillain.
Yeah.
And then he's like says
Lex
something.
Luthor looking ass.
Right, and then he says something that's like kind of like interesting or profound, and then
Dripping with humility. And you're like,
he just lives in a way that like you would not expect. Like, oh damn it, I guess he's not as evil as I want him to be.
yeah. Yeah. So the Gary V guy is very much like that. I'm sure he has nice shit. I'm sure he, you know, whatever, but it doesn't consume him. And he's like always advocating for like, stop with the dumb shit. Find happiness, right? And people always say like, well, it's easy to say when you're in a position like that. It's like, he's in the position of that because he found it.
Mm-hmm.
His just happened to be building businesses and doing numbers on businesses, and I totally understand it. I fucking love that shit.
Right, yeah, that's very
I
similar. to you.
love when people tell me about numbers of something. I'm like, really? Net or gross? And I start like, fucking, let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
That's your tism.
I love that shit. Because
Yeah.
then I start like, well, oh, really? But that's how you do that? Well, what if you kind of did it like this, and like how much more you think you could save that way? I just like to tweak shit. Dude, I've always been doing that with everything. Everything I've owned, every truck, I'm like, put bigger injectors in here. Oh, but then I'll need a new turbo, so I better. And you just start fucking working through everything until you break all of it, and none of it works anymore. That's how my experiences go. But
Yeah.
the dude is like that with business. So it's like when your hobby is business, you're fucking just doing it. That's why, like,
Yeah.
the concept when people are like, oh, the stupid fucking adage of like, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking heard that very young, and I was like, got it.
Yeah.
That's gay. It's fucking stupid. That I don't.
Yeah.
Not subscribing. Unsubscribe. Is there a button for that? So I never liked it, right? Until I figured out that the reason that whole thing came about is because you're going in any process you're doing to be successful in any region or any realm, you're going to have to take so many fucking losses before you figure it out.
Right.
That if you hate what you're doing, but the possibility of it being lucrative is always looming, you just keep grinding this thing that you fucking hate, you're not going to keep doing it.
Yeah, burnout is inevitable.
And it's just when something is, when you want to keep doing something, you want to go camping, but like you have nothing easy to put all your camping gear in. So it's this massive fucking task to collect all this shit again. And every time you go out, you got to clean it all up and you got to fucking do all this. If it's not convenient to do it, you're going to not do it.
Right.
If you don't like the thing you're doing, regardless of the outcome, you're going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 big losses and be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Waste of my time. So when you find the thing that's like, win, lose, or draw, I'm just going to be doing this because I like doing this shit.
Right.
You'll get good at it. Now you just have to fucking monetize it.
Yeah.
And the digital world is the place to fucking do that. Because odds are you're one of like 10 million people who also like to do that thing.
Yeah. Perfect.
So that whole fucking thing, right? Like I hated that saying until I figured that out of like, man, if you actually like what you're doing, maybe that was it, right? I never just actually figured out an interest of mine. I was like, I don't give a fuck if this works. And I just like doing it.
Yeah.
I probably just never had one. So I never had that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
He talks a lot about that stuff. And he talks about one thing I just saw recently where he's talking about people's inability to get the win, inability to do something because they try to do the perfection route. Like, well, it's not ready to start until I know that I can make it the best, right?
Right.
And he's like, you guys are fucking killing yourselves.
Yeah.
And he described it as like, if you guys all want the record of 10-0, you want to be undefeated, fucking never took a loss because I'm the shit and I worked it through my brain so many times before I even tried it that failure was not an option. And he's like, it doesn't exist. It's not fucking real.
Right.
And he's like, let me show you this study. He's like, I'm cool with being 130 and 120. I got the same 10 wins you did.
Right.
But I had to fail 120 times to get them. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference to me because the experience in the 130 tries versus the 10 made the 10 happen faster anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought up a fucking study that was done at like Stanford or some shit where they were trying to teach this concept. And they had these kids who had never made pottery before. And they were like, okay, group A, you are allowed to take as long as you want. You have 1 week to complete it, but you can only make one. But make it the fucking, take as much time as you want, everything you possibly can do. You make one thing and it's going to be perfect because you spent all the time on it. Group B, you have to make 100 of them.
Oh, God.
I don't give a shit what they look like. I don't care how it ends up, but you have to have 100 completed by the end of the week.
Fuck.
Guess who had the best looking one? The group of the 100 by far.
Of course.
Because so many trials and errors are like, well, that looks like fucking shit. Whatever, I got to make 100 anyway, so on the next one, I'll make it really nice. I'll fix that defect. That worked, but now the handle's all fucked up and disconnected at the bottom. I better, on the third one, I'm going to make the handle good. And they did so many fucking ideations or iterations of the same thing.
Yeah.
The perfection was inevitable.
Yeah.
Because you got to do it so many times anyways.
Yeah, I remember talking to someone and I was trying to like give them that similar idea because you know, for me, cooking really like seared that into my mind of just like
Seared.
expect to fail. Yeah.
I see what you did.
But like expect to fail. Like because it's part of the process, you know?
I think it's beyond expectation though. Love to fail.
But
Because every time
right.
it fails, you learn something.
But I mean when you expect to fail and then it doesn't, that's just like, "Oh, shit. That's surprising."
That is a nice feeling too. Of
Instead
like,
of being
well,
surprised by the failure, you're surprised by the success, you know? You're like, "Oh, shit."
and it's a whole different feeling.
Yeah,
Just
totally.
it's not the same surprise.
And when you expect it, it's not so disgruntling, you
Right,
know?
that's what I
It's
mean.
like,
Like,
yeah.
oh shit, that went better than I expected.
Right,
Now
yeah.
you're in a positive light.
Right, yeah.
Not like, God damn it, I expected perfection the first time and it's not. This is fucked. I'm never doing it again.
Yeah, I can't apply it to all areas of my life yet, but especially like video editing is just like so frustrating. Cuz it feels overwhelming with just like the amount of stuff that's of the features available on these like
Yeah.
editing softwares, and you only know like 5% of what it's capable of, and you're like, fuck, like there's but it's just overwhelming like some with some of these things. So it's really nice to have AI to like narrow it down for me, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, can you just like teach me what's useful for that?
Yeah.
But I get super excited in the way that you do about maybe business and the ins and outs of like making money about music. But I've always been a weird musician because it's like it's not really I am most excited about the process of creating a song. But I'm not like a super fan of any particular band or genre. I'm not like super interested in like the kind of wood that my guitar is made out of or what brand it is, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't really care about the gear. All I literally care about is like the artistry of crafting a song is interesting to me. And so that makes it made me really hard to relate to other musicians who are interested in all those other aspects of music, right? And it makes me actually super excited about this Suno, which is like the music creation, because then you can just deal in concepts. Like I'm just like, oh, I have this concept for a song, and here's how I would want it to go.
Without
And it'll
having to do the laborious portion to get the outcome.
right.
That's fucking cool.
It's super fucking cool, and I really whittled it down to an awesome formula, or that's working awesomely for me, you know. And then that kind of revealed to me, it's like, dude, it makes like fantastic music. I hate to say it, but it's killing it. You can put very little information in there, and it'll make a fantastic song. But you can also direct it. Like you can say like, well, I want it in this key and this time signature, and I want the bridge to have like a climactic build.
That's
It,
so fucking crazy.
so if you're like someone who's
All
like
the things that you would have to tell someone and they'd have to be extremely fucking knowledgeable. And you'd
exactly
run into so many producers or beat makers that are just like, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like make it like a crescendo where it's building. It's like
right,
he's like, well, all right, well, like what about this? And he's just gonna do what he can do.
mm-hmm,
And you're gonna get pissed.
mm-hmm,
You're gonna be like, that's not no. That wasn't it.
yeah.
This guy doesn't fucking care. He's a robot.
But in the world of like music competition, yeah, someone with no music experience can walk up to this Suno creation and make a good sounding song. But someone who understands the language of music a bit more can make an exceptional song.
Yeah, you can really fucking dial it in. That's badass, dude. Because I think we talked about this before, but Chat GPT, when I used it to make thumbnails,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, hey, make me a thumbnail with this picture, and I'd upload my own picture of like an RV roof or whatever the fuck, right? And then, but it's the premise of the video is this.
Yeah.
Give me something good, and it would spit it out, but it would be a little fucked up. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
one of the letters was off the page because the formatting was not correct,
Right.
and I'd be like, scoot all the letters over to the right by 2 inches, and then it'd be like the top 2 moved over, but that bumped the third one down, and now it's all fucked up again. You're like, that's not what I
Yeah.
want. No, put the third word back on the second line.
The image
and then
generation,
dude, it sucks.
and it hasn't come much further.
Yeah.
But like all this other shit is like ramping up the music. I'm like thinking, I bet you they're gonna be able to make like videos of people dancing. Like that sounds hard right now because you see like a lot of
Someone just sent
videos.
me one where they took my picture off Facebook and made me do this like stupid fucking dance.
Yeah, maybe they can orchestrate. Like you can conduct a whole fucking dance routine, but the image generation still is gonna spit out shit. You know what I mean?
I don't understand it.
And every time you try to correct it,
it gets worse.
It gets worse. Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking super pumped that you're saying that when you make corrections, they're correct. They're like what you were actually looking for.
Most of the time. There are certain things that like it has a hard time making songs like dynamic, where there's like soft parts that build, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can tell it to do it, and it'll kind of like resist it. But they have like these two little parameter adjustments. One is weirdness, and the other one is like style. So you can bump weirdness to fucking 100%. It'll just like, and that will, if you move that up, it will add some dynamic. It'll like kind of improvise some shit. Yeah.
I really want to fucking sit down and do that with you.
Well, I sat down.
I want to see like you said like, you sent me 2 portions. And you said these were the exact same script.
Oh, right, yeah.
So all the lyrics were the same, but the songs were very different.
Yeah.
And
each generation will pump out something totally different, but still like lining up within your parameters. So if you have very few parameters, it'll be wildly different every time.
That's fucking cool, because when you showed me that and then sent that to me, I was like, damn, like this is cool to me, because I have a lot of ideas of self-expression that I've written down, but I don't have the fucking time, the experience to make it go a little quicker of like, I'm going to sit down and write a song. I don't know the first fucking thing about writing songs. I would have to hear a beat, kind of feel it out to give me the scheme of like,
right,
whatever the fuck, right? I don't even know what they call the shit. A 2/4/2 or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah.
So I would need to know that so I could figure out my syllable content and arrange it correctly and make it right. That would take me fucking days probably at the infancy of me doing it. But I could take all that and whatever script that you figured out works well to tell it stuff, and then put my lyrics in for what's important to me about this song.
Yeah.
And it would make something bad fucking ass probably.
Yeah, and it does a great job of navigating the melody with lyrics that might seem like they would have a hard time flowing well, but it'll fit them in like in a way that makes sense, you know?
Well, I think those remixes of the songs, the rap songs, and then they do them in like a 70s jazz.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought Many Men by 50 Cent would be a badass like jazz song?
Right.
They made it cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It makes no sense how that would work.
It makes it work. So here's what I do. This has been my process. It's just been really working for me. And you could try it on your own. So you have a concept for a song. Let's say, I don't know, pick anything. Let's say you want to. I'll talk about the one I just did recently. I wanted to write a song about, like, you know, you live your life not knowing anything, and then you discover truth along the way, and then at a certain point you have to like unlearn certain truths, and sometimes like truth hits you and it like shatters your reality, or it just changes your entire perspective on the world. And so I'm like, with ChatGPT, like I'm just gonna run through like some ideas. I'm just gonna like freely express this thought, and then you're gonna help me clarify it. And you're gonna put that into just like a monologue, like not a song, just like help me organize these thoughts. And so I'm riffing on that for a while. I send it. It reformats it into like a monologue. And I go, no, not this, not this. I clarify this, and then I go back and forth with that until the monologue like makes coherent sense that I agree with. You know what I mean? This is how I would say it. Yes. Okay. Once that's all clear, now turn this into song lyrics. And then it does a fantastic job. If you just kind of ask it to write you song lyrics with a vague concept, or even a decent concept, it does a super vanilla job of it. But if you kind of like have this back and forth where you like really clarify your idea into like a longer format, then it punches it into song lyrics like super well. And like, so I did that with that idea. The song came out fucking bananas. Like, it was so good. Like, I like wanted to well up with tears in like some moments where I'm like, oh my god. And it came out with some lines where it took like my thought but like compressed it into a workable line, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude, that's fucking, it's clever. And then so the lyrics come out good, but you don't really know like how Suno's gonna take it, you know? Like, are you gonna be able to like, are you gonna punctuate the right moments? Like, is it gonna be
Right.
like,
Does it?
oh my god?
It's
And you don't always know, because sometimes it won't.
Oh, really?
Sometimes you have to run it through a couple generations before it will actually like
Sound right.
pop out a banger. But this one, dude, yeah, what is the, it was like the, I don't even know how to explain it, but it seemed as though it understood like where certain lines needed like punctuation with the music and others didn't, and it did it in such a masterful way that you're just like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
I noticed it on those remixes too. It would stretch syllables of words to make it
right.
like if the lyric was "Many men wish death upon me,"
Mm-hmm.
it would pull
Right.
many
It's gonna make it
many.
fit.
Yeah, it would do it on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how the fuck does it know to do that?
Right.
Why wouldn't it just like, you'd think it would go for efficiency instead of art,
Mm-hmm.
and it would just like many men would want me. It would like smash it all together to fit, instead of making a masterpiece of like, wow, that sounded great.
Yeah.
A mind would have thought of that.
Right. Yeah.
That's fucking absurd.
But it's obviously like setting up limitations for itself. It's, okay, the song's going to be in like a 4/4 time signature. Here's like the bars, and this one doesn't fit well. So the options are stretch out a line, or like skip a meter and then stretch it into the next line, or like make it a part of a backing vocal part that pops in real quick. So then it doesn't, that part doesn't really take up space. Like,
How
it's
the
so
fuck
fucking,
could it do that? How could it know what is going to be a pleasing sound to a human ear?
well, it doesn't. It's just like ChatGPT, where ChatGPT is trained on text. This is trained on mass amounts of music. So it's not,
But it doesn't hear it.
it doesn't matter. There are rules to follow. This is the key.
Ah, fuck.
This is the,
This brings up something crazy I heard the other day that I didn't understand, and I hope you were, that there's a frequency
yeah.
that we have to tune music to,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the only one that works, but it's not the true frequency.
It's not the only one that works, but it's like,
What is it?
it's what I think it's, I want to say it's like 550 hertz or something. But
So there's a specific number.
yeah,
but
it's supposed to be like the ideal frequency.
Yeah. And a guy was saying that he wanted to just, or a girl, I can't remember, but she was like, I only want to make music in that frequency.
Yeah.
And the guy mixing the shit was like, it doesn't work good. It sounds like shit. It's not pleasing to the ear, even though it's correct.
Well, sure.
And they changed it. And now every song is made to this moderated or modified hertz level.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the true sound. It's off. Fuck, I was hoping
It's
that you...
off of that frequency.
I don't even know. It was a different number. And it was close, but it wasn't it. And they were obsessed with like, no, music is supposed to be done to this frequency. And they were obsessed with it. So when they were making music, they're like, I want it to be that. Make my album in that.
Yeah.
And the guy was saying, like, you could do that. It's going to sound like fucking shit. No one's going to want to listen to it with a human ear.
I don't completely understand that, because like, let's say when you're looking at an EQ, if you're like lows, highs, those are all in different frequencies, right? So what, as I've understood it, I've understood it through guitar, where people like, oh, like the standard tuning of guitar is set to this perfect frequency. But I don't know what that means necessarily, because lower notes occupy a different frequency wavelength
It's
than
not
higher
it
notes.
wasn't the frequency of like.
Is it like the parameters of like how far on each end?
I'll do some more research and figure out what it was. And
I do know what you're talking about, though.
she was adamant about like, no, I want my album to be in this.
Yeah, I've met lots of musicians who talk about that.
But it was, I don't know, there was something significant about it. And then everybody, when she said it, they were all blown away that she knew about it. And they were like, fuck, not many people know about this. But like the entire music industry goes away from the thing it should be and does this instead. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's hard to say that, you know, there's also, did you ever hear that like audio illusion that was kind of going viral for a minute, where it was like you listen to it and it's a distorted voice. Some people hear Green Needle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And that little experiment reveals the fact that people have a personally specific leaning towards one range of frequency over another. Like, and then other people lean the other way, right? Because if you lean to this higher frequency, you hear Green Needle. If you lean towards the other way, you hear the other thing. So it's like, to say that there's one universal, I don't know if that totally makes sense.
I'm probably not explaining it.
But I was trying to make, just because I'm experimenting with this shit now, and I'm like, all right, AI, like pull all of the like musical research about like how music affects people, by frequency, by tuning, by genre, and let's just make some healing music. Just like make the most healing song ever. Just be, and it doesn't have to be super like scientifically correct, because a lot of that stuff is understudied.
Yeah.
But there are certain things like, the pyramids vibrate at a frequency that resonates with the earth, which is like F sharp. I'm like, that's interesting. Let's write a earth frequency song, something like that. But yeah, I only fucked with that for one or two generations, because it was like not really coming out in a way that I thought was interesting. But I listened to it and I was like, it is really fucking calming though. Yeah.
We're so desensitized to everything too today. Like, to be able to feel anything at all might be more significant than you think.
Yeah, and like I was very hesitant going into the Suno thing, and then like I said, like put whatever like opinions aside for a second, because there's a lot out there. It's like, this is going to affect the music industry. This is going to affect like who gets paid, and like all this stuff is being sourced from like artists who are out there not making money from the fact that their influence is being drawn from, right? And there's a whole like industry. I don't know if you've ever heard of Fiverr, where lots of musicians make a living top lining tracks, where they just like they help someone write a song basically. Gone, dude.
I didn't know that was on there.
Who needs that? Yeah, I mean, it's just like, hey, I'm a bassist. Like, if you need a bass track for your song,
I used it to make the logo for our business one time.
that's cool. That whole Fiverr's fucking. I can't imagine it has much use anymore. Like, because it was a great.
Fuck.
It was a great
Just
source.
blasted the creativity out of all those people.
But put that aside for a second. I had a really fun time and felt really like emotionally connected to the songs that were coming out of this thing. And it's been a while since I got really excited about music. I felt really excited about music. I'm like, I'm not going to talk myself out of that
Yeah.
feeling.
I don't know why. Who cares?
But you know, people are going to be all up in arms about
What
it.
do you think? Fucking Netflix and Redbox felt bad that like, oh man, I just can't believe Blockbuster is finally over. Fuck Blockbuster. They'll evolve like everybody else,
Yeah.
or they'll be gone.
Moving on.
This is the next thing.
And yeah, and what's interesting is like, so
Can you make it keep the same voice every time?
you can try,
What do you mean?
and it will generally do it. You can develop a persona,
Yeah,
so like a fake artist
yeah,
that you like,
yeah.
and then you can attach your song to the persona, so it'll try to stay in that lane.
Oh, cool.
So you can build an album.
That's what I
off
want.
Of a
That's
persona.
what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Can I make up? Remember that thing I just showed you last time?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking man's not hot.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make something like that
Yeah.
and keep it going for like a long time? So if it ever did get famous, it wouldn't just be like a fucking one-hit wonder and it like, damn, I can't recreate that success.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We owe it to ourselves to fucking just sit down and try this before it gets too much bigger and you start seeing people doing it everywhere.
Definitely.
We just need to sit down and we need to make songs.
But what I was gonna say is like when I first started playing guitar, I was playing metal. It was fun to me because it was hard to play, and I'd look at the older classic metal. I'm like, that's just boring. It's not hard at all. Cut to now, and then I see some guitarists that are like, that shit's insane. That's impossible. But they're playing it. You know what I mean? And I think that
In the
part
metal
of that
thing, or more like that guy that like taps and strums and fucking does everything.
just does everything. I mean, yeah, there's people out there who just do insane shit with incredible precision. But I think a lot of that has come out of digital music. Because in digital music, you can put together like a bass line that's like, this is impossible. And then someone will be like, is it?
Yeah.
And they'll play it.
Or it's like, challenge accepted. Let me see how close I can get.
Exactly. And then auto-tune's a thing.
Yeah.
And I really think things like auto-tune push people to be better singers because they're competing with that kind of a
enhancement.
software. An enhancement, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're getting better. So I think this can be just like that. It's just going to raise the floor, a little bit.
That's
on music production, and people are going to.
This is the next
get
piece
even better
of evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to maintain being an artist, you're gonna have to get better.
But it sucks for a lot of like people who I've known as musicians who had to make side money, putting together music for like advertisements and whatnot. All that shit doesn't need to happen anymore. Like if you need a song for your fucking depression medication advertisement, just pop it into Suno, Done. Insane.
You still need an operator.
Yeah.
So
but it needs such little information, and if it's for something like an advertisement, dude, easy.
But I'm telling you, businesses are still going to pay for that. They are. Whether you are the one making it,
they could,
or not. They're going to pay somebody to put it in the computer and get the desired outcome.
Only if you want your song to be exceptional. Like, if you just want a song, and it doesn't matter that much to you.
I think you're underestimating business.
I think you're underestimating Suno.
No, I'm not. I fully agree that's going to be the thing that replaces the guy that makes it. But the guy that used to make it on the guitar needs to make it on this now and still sell the same thing.
Yeah, but let's say, like, I need a song for my jet ski rental business.
Yeah.
You just go to Suno and go, song for jet ski rental business.
Who did that?
I'm saying like a 60-year-old man who's never used a computer could do that.
Could, but he's not gonna probably. I'm telling you, as a guy who's been in that position of like, I can't draw shit for my fucking logo. I don't know how to do this at all.
Sure.
I just find somebody to do it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And they'll shoot it back to me in an hour. And I'm like, how the fuck do they do that?
Mm-hmm.
They probably were doing the same thing on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Make me a picture of this.
True, yeah.
So there's always going to be an operator. You know what I mean? Somebody needs to punch it in and do it.
Yeah.
And at low levels like that, owner-operators are never paying for anything they don't have to. They will probably figure it out. But they weren't going to pay that guy anyways to make a song. They just weren't. It was too expensive, too hard, whatever it is. Fuck that. If they're doing it themselves, they don't have the budget for it. You go to what's the fucking COVID shop people that are killing everybody? What's their name? The record holders of
Pfizer?
the largest fucking class action lawsuit ever. Yeah,
Oh
Pfizer.
God.
They hold that record. Top three, I think. Like all the top three.
Oh my God.
Billions.
Well, they can pay for it.
Yeah. So if Pfizer wanted a song,
Yeah.
the guy that owns Pfizer ain't making the fucking song. Someone
yeah,
else is
sure.
gonna punch the shit in the computer, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, that is exceptional," and be so disconnected from the process. They're gonna pay him thousands of dollars to make something that he just like make some shit about not shitting your pants. Go.
I know you can't email them back too quick. Because
Yeah,
if
now you
they,
gotta hold it a little bit.
because if you send it 5 minutes later, they're like, "What? I'm not gonna pay you all that."
Yeah, that's probably true.
Right. You gotta wait. You gotta sit on it.
You gotta get him under contract first.
Yeah, but super interesting. I'm excited about it.
I used to look at all kinds of shit like that. Like, oh my God, this is gonna change. What's gonna happen to all this? The next generation of problems will arise.
I just hope that like it doesn't make it seem superfluous for like a kid to learn an instrument.
Why? That's the new instrument.
Cause like there's something different about.
Would you say that about GarageBand? Like, man, that sucks that they don't have to have this gigantic room with all these buttons like Dr. Dre did. Now they can just get on GarageBand and like, I'll just drag this over here and put that over there.
Here's the thing with an instrument. I have an idea for a song. It's in my brain. So I bring it to the guitar and I try to play it. But as I'm trying to play it, I'm bumping into the limitations of the instrument. Oh, I actually can't reach my hand that far, or like that's not quite at my skill level. So you have to make adjustments based upon the physical limitations. And that is what births something novel. But this is strictly pulling off of existing things. So the likelihood of discovering something novel, and I could definitely be wrong, but it sounds like a lot lower. But
do you think that's 100% what it's doing? Or does it have the capability to understand the underlying things of music and create something new based on the prompt? You think it has to go find something on the internet like that's what they're talking about it wanting it to sound like? Or can it just create it? A sound?
no, I don't think so. Because I was like asking it too. I'm like, okay, well, this is sounding good. I'm talking to ChatGPT. Like, can it make like world music? Like fucking Aboriginal tribe in Madagascar, pygmy flute playing. Can it do that? It's like, no, it's mostly trained on like Western music. I'm like, can it make sounds? Like, can it make a moo? You know? Can it generate a backdrop of like rain? It's like, no.
Really?
Yeah, it can like simulate something kind of like that. It'll try
See,
to.
so why would that be? Those are everywhere.
Because this is just, it's not. I'm sure it will get to a point, but like,
Well, if what you're saying
right
is
now
they
it's
just keep extracting other things from the internet.
well, I'm saying right now this is trained on like mostly Western music, but like, eventually I can imagine it will be trained on virtually all music and all sound. So then something novel could occur. You just have to imagine like what sound of the world of sounds do you want?
Okay, so I get what you're saying.
You know, but right now it's really just here it is like whatever Western music, you know.
It knows what's popular because that's what people are focusing on first in the coding of it and whatever, right?
Right, yeah. Well, yeah. So it just pumps out nothing but pop hit gold. Dude, and then my favorite part of this song that I made is it between verses it decided to just fucking improvise scat. Beep blap doo 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 doo. It just, and it was fucking fantastic. Like, why did you do that? I didn't tell it to do that. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna fucking scat because it seems like cool right here.
How does it know what's fucking cool, dude?
It don't. It's rolling the dice every time.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Because you're
it is
not going to
cool
keep getting the same
because you
shit.
can just like. It makes it almost hard to decide though. I'll generate it and listen to the chorus, and if the chorus doesn't catch me right away, I'll start over. You know. Um, but like you can just hit that button endlessly. You know, like it's fucking crazy. So what's cool too is like I have 10 years worth of songs I've written. So I put in one of my songs that I have like a digital recording of, and you can tell it to cover it, and you can change the genre, manipulate it however you want,
Really?
and it does a great job. It follows the vocal melody exactly, but with a insane singer, right? It follows the instrumentalization and enhances it or it alters it slightly, right? And then I'm like, well, what are the limitations of this? Then I took just a voice memo that I had of me kind of strumming a guitar, singing. Can you make a song out of that? Yeah.
Sure can.
And pulls out
Give
all
me
the little
8
details.
seconds.
Yeah. Seriously, dude, it's fucking mind blowing. So you could just like hum into it, a vocal melody.
This sounds like the next podcast we're doing. Is we're just gonna sit here at this fucking table,
Yeah, fuck around.
run lyrics in, and try to make bangers.
Yeah,
If I
let's
have
do
a
it.
beat, will it put shit on the beat?
Yeah.
I can upload the. Oh man.
Yeah, you can put the beat on there and be
So
like, add some embellishment to this beat.
Kenzie,
Put that weirdness up all the way. See what the fuck
mm,
goes on.
Kenzie has this friend who she like third grade dated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means at that
We
age.
held hands once.
Yeah. Um, he moved away to Pennsylvania, and she just randomly reconnected with him somehow in the same kind of shit we were talking about earlier. Of like, I don't know, I just thought about it. Fucking sent him a
Yeah.
text, and now they're like fucking best friends again. They're like Skype watching movies together. Like they're going through all the fucking
That's cool.
Star Wars trilogy and like fucking going through shit. This kid likes to make beats, and but he's having like a real. I think he's just lacking not self-respect. He's lacking the confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
To start branching out. And he has like a couple buddies that will like try to white boy rap on his beats. I can imagine there's some animosity built around it of like, this is slightly embarrassing. Your first shit's your worst shit.
Yeah.
It's like that clip floating around of Post Malone, you know, and he's just like,
I didn't see it,
you
but
crushed my heart.
yeah.
What the heck? Like just
Oh god.
like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
But you have to do that. You have to get through those moments to get to anything better than that.
And you gotta you want to step up to the mic like yeah, I'm about to spit this. You want to have that
The
attitude,
energy,
but like
yeah.
you don't have it.
You know you don't,
Yeah.
but you have to show that you do,
The AI definitely does,
dude. So
That's
I was
that
like,
confidence.
well, I'm just curious, man. Like, send me a couple of the beats that you like to make. He was like super like embarrassed, like, dude,
Yeah.
no. And I've got it several times. Kenzie gets it a lot, and she'll relay it to me. Like when I'm hanging out with her friends or whatever, or I pull up to pick her up somewhere. I'm a loud ass music fucking guy. If I'm in the truck, it's until the speakers are about to blow, and then that's where I hold it
Fucking
off.
EDM show in your truck.
Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's rap. Sometimes it's rock. It's fucking everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's just whatever feels that way. If fucking sometimes Pink Floyd. Who would have fucking guessed that was coming out? Instead? Nobody. But but I'll pull up playing something, and her friends will get in. I'll be like, oh shit, sorry. And I'll like turn it all down. And then later on, I guess I'll be like, dude, your dad listens to stuff like my dad is just always like, hey, classic rock only, country, smooth jazz, and like that's all her friends' dads. And I'm like, none of them listen to like cool shit. Like, what's the fucking deal? She's like, no, I guess like none of them do that. So this kid hides all of his beat making from his dad.
Oh
His
yeah.
family does not know he's doing this.
Oh, that's so funny.
So he pays for the software and shit out of his own bank account, and like nobody knows he's doing this, and like he does it all night long. Like he's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's the first piece is obsession.
Yeah.
Now just curate the craft, get better at it, do what you're doing. And I was like, send me a couple. I'm just curious of what you're doing. He was super like, you know, and I had to talk to him a little bit while she's on this fucking camera phone thing doing the shit. And I'd like pop in there and be like, Christopher, send me your shit. So he's laughing like, this dude is not going to understand any of this shit. This is going to be horrible to his ears, you know, whatever. But I told him like, I'm going to try to make you something and I'll send it back just to try to encourage and
Yeah,
you know, whatever.
that's cool.
Because Kenzie's been trying to like tell him, hey, you need to make a producer tag and just put it on all of your beats. Because he's throwing them out for free for people to download and whatever and use them. And they've been downloaded and used a few times and he's seen them out in the wild.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, bro, take credit for your shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to be attached to it. I don't want anybody to know that I'm doing it. I'm like, what?
Have an alias or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, just make a fucking, you know, like the fucking, like, Mike Will made it. It's just like at the front of the song.
Yeah.
Done. So I,
It'd be funny if it's exactly that. Mike Will made it.
well, that's a real one. That's why.
Really?
That's why I used it.
Oh my God.
That song 23 with Miley Cyrus and like Wiz Khalifa and
Mike Will made it.
it's in that song like 8 times.
Mike Will made it.
Listen to the track, bitch. Like that's in a few songs. It's like people will just make their thing up.
DJ Khaled. This part's way louder than any other part of the song.
Yeah, with the fucking horns.
Stepping on the beat.
So all that shit.
Awful.
I'm like, dude, he needs to make something that it doesn't have to be his name. It doesn't have to be anything about him. It needs to be recognizable. So when people hear it, you're now branding.
Yeah.
You know? And she was like, I know, I've been telling him he needs to make one of those things. I'm like, all right. So I just like, I got his name and I got a few things that he likes to do. And I just threw it in ChatGPT and made a bunch. And I sent them to Kenzie, like texted her. She just sent me a laughing face back. So I don't know if that ever went anywhere. But it'd be fucking cool to take one of his beats or all the beats that he sent me, because I finally got him to send a couple, take all of them, make fucking cool songs on it out of AI and be like, dude, look at what your shit could be.
Yeah.
These are fucking cool.
Fuck yeah.
But you want to make a proof tag now, bitch? I stole that shit and I'm making money on YouTube now. Thanks, sucker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
Legit.
I want to try that shit.
Yeah, because I remember one of the things you were saying, you were like, how do you put together like,
dude, it's a fucking craft.
But like,
it's an
you
art.
don't,
I'm not gonna have the time to do it.
But you don't gotta, like, that's what I'm saying.
Anymore.
Like, right, yeah.
Yeah.
You can just,
that was the roadblock of like, I got all this shit to say on this notepad that I got.
That's why I sent you the
I come
rap
up with more daily, but I got nowhere to take it.
That's why I made a rap that was just explaining to you how you don't gotta do those things.
Yeah.
Those aren't roadblocks anymore.
Yeah, you don't need the hi-hats. You don't need to understand this and that. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, dude, I was so proud of the Sobble Wobble. Make heads bobble. Make legs hobble.
Did it do that, or did you put that in specifically?
No, I put that in there.
Oh, okay.
I had to do a callback.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
That's the next one, dude. We'll just film the whole session of just doing it.
Fuck yeah, dude. That'll be a blast.
'Cause you can make a lot of shorts out of that too, I bet. Of just fucking around with it and like figuring it out and explaining what we're doing. Because you'll be explaining it to me because I don't fucking know.
Right.
Which is good for whoever's gonna watch it.
True.
Make a bunch of shorts out of that and just the same way you're like, holy shit, they took fucking 50 Cent and made it a jazz thing. That's interesting on its own with no explanation.
Right.
Then there's the guy that plays, I'm a drummer, so I'm going to try to play drums for this song. So I'm going to take all the drums out of it and I'll make up my own on site. That's cool for him.
Fuck yeah.
This is like your expertise in music creation and how it does it and all this shit. And it's intriguing to you. And I got some fucking random ideas I'd like to get onto paper and shit. So
yeah,
that sounds fun as fuck. And then you explain doing it.
Hell yeah.
And then we can fuck around with like changing songs and making other songs into new shit and different genres. And
that one was weird because like when I first discovered Suno, I was like talking to ChatGPT about it. Like ChatGPT knows that I'm like, don't like the truth is the most important thing to me. Don't lie to me. You know, if you can help it. I have a bunch of little parameters set for that. So then I was talking about like how I discovered Suno was I was like, how are people making these cover songs? What are they doing? And then he talked about it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to like fuck around with this. And then it sent me this like, oh well, since you said that you like the truth, you got to know like you shouldn't be covering these songs because you said that you wanted to.
Oh, it's telling you your parameters.
Yeah, I'm
Like you're breaking your own rules.
and it's like breaking down like legal fucking shit to me. I'm like, all right, calm down, okay? Like I just. But obviously there is some issue happening right now with this whole like covering of songs.
Well, there's still intellectual property that's being stolen to make it something different.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
But also as a musician, I also know that you're allowed to cover music if you just attribute it to the artist, right?
not if you're making money.
Right.
As soon as it becomes monetized, I can't even put a fucking song on a YouTube video without giving them a shared revenue.
Right. Well,
It'll immediately flag it.
now you make your own songs on a YouTube video.
Dude, I've been wanting to do that. Like, just make me a little intro jingle that I can use for YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck you. This is all original. It's my shit now.
Right.
And then you can even make them downloadable content. Hey, for 50 cents, you can use this on your YouTube video forever.
Mm-hmm.
People buy that shit to put over their thing instead of having to research which ones they're allowed to use, and then they go to upload and it fucking flags it and then turns it back down. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's annoying as fuck. Like, oh, I'm gonna speed up the video by 5 times here, so it's gonna sound like fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't want that sound in there. I want to kill the sound, and I want the song to play while I'm doing all this crazy fucking. Got to hammer in 30,000 nails. I'm not doing it one by one, watching it.
Yeah.
But I don't want the sound of it.
Yeah.
So you put in music, and then you edited this thing. Took you fucking 3 hours to make this video. Submit, checking your details. Flagged. Fuck you. Somebody make this song already.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Those
Annoying.
days are over.
Yeah, nice. Good. Fuck
Yeah.
that shit. It's annoying.
Yeah. Fucking crazy. What's cool too is like for the people who also just want to like continue being retro ass musicians playing their instruments, it gives you the option on the site to download the stems. So like it'll pull apart everything from the song, and then you could put it into your program, add or subtract whatever you want, play on top. So like what I'll probably experiment with is like I put my songs in it, but I want to feel like it's my song. I want to sing on it. So I'll just take the singer away, but keep the entire track, even the backing vocals, and then just sing over top of it. So it's fucking legit.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep on this. I'm gonna think about it. How to monetize this, because I think that has potential.
Oh yeah. Yeah, lots of different ways for sure. And it'll just be fun because, like, I mean, you could do like a serious music venture, but you can just fuck around so hard on it too.
Yeah. Or a combination of both.
Yeah.
But that's what I was curious if you can keep the same parameters of the voice the same and all this shit, so it sounds like, oh, make a fake persona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And be your own rapper, but you don't have to be the face of your own rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's fucking cool.
Then you're standing on your writing.
You'd be like, oh, you ever heard of this guy? And I was like, yeah. But he's not even a fucking real guy.
Yeah.
But
it's already happening.
It could be your personal shit. That would make it cool. I just don't have the talent or the time or anything else that goes with it.
Right, yeah.
I have a message, but I don't have any of the other pieces. Help me out.
Right, yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Just to see if your music will, not because your talent or anything else, but your message is strong enough to attract listeners because you were able to deliver it in a way that they wanted to hear it.
Right.
That's all I give a fuck about, really. If I'm being honest. I know you're like 100% the opposite way. You want it to be accepted for how you made it, and you don't want it to be so mainstream that it's just like everybody listens to it because it's what they're supposed to be listening to right then. So for me, this is awesome.
Yeah.
To like fake myself into like, look at this.
Yeah.
I just never can go on tour, but that's, whatever.
Yeah.
Did you see that fucking Limp Bizkit?
But how cool would it be to go on tour with just like a bunch of like fucking mechanical like Chuck E. Cheese robots performing your shit?
Or if you just had like did
Daft Punk.
What is
Dead Mouse?
Fucking Slipknot. Like, you're
right,
always wearing some crazy mask. Nobody's ever seen you. Insane Clown Posse type shit. Where you're like, you always have the microphone up like you're doing stuff. You're just acting on stage while your shit's playing.
Yeah.
You'd eventually get found out.
That's wacky.
You'd fuck it up a little bit. Something would happen mechanically, and you'd still be like doing something. Like, wait.
I mean, if the show you put on is good enough, they won't care.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Are you entertained? Great. You got your money's worth.
Spent $10,000 on lights. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. We're doing it.
Cool. All right. I think we've reached the end.
I gotta go soon.
Yeah. I gotta pee.
It's the last baseball practice.
Oh, nice. Is he super into baseball?
Not really.
It's just a thing to do.
He likes it, and he's got the same friends play on the same team all the time. So it's a good outlet for him. But he's very intelligent, and so he's bored as fuck.
Yeah.
He's singing and dancing and shit on the field. He's not paying attention to anything. I'm like in the dugout. Hey,
he's in his VR on the field.
Dude, he might be. Like, stop. Hey. He looks over at me real fast. Like, oops, caught me.
Bro just wants to dance.
Dude, it's 2 minutes later, and he's like, doing all kinds of weird ass shit. I'm like, what are you doing, man?